Alright, so now we go check out this movie called The Misfits with Nick Cannon and Pierce Bronson. So basically, you got this dude by the name of Ringo. He covers in real disguises and whatnot, but he's like steals money from criminals and gives it to the poor. Kind of like a Robin Hood, right? You got this girl by the name of Violet who likes to beat the shit out of people. And you got this dude by the name of Wick who works with explosives. Now, all these people haven't met each other until like a year later. Because this dude named Hassim was giving out flowers, but he's got these cards called the Prince on them. He delivered it to all three, and now they all became a group. Now we got this dude by the name of Detective Schultz. Schultz came all the way over to this prison to try to find this dude by the name of Pace. Pace was in a cell with this dude by the name of Yanni. Now he goes to ask Yanni all these questions because apparently Pace escaped. The thing was, Pace was about to be free in another 24 hours, so now they think to himself, why would he escape now? Apparently he had a mission. So Yanni basically tells Schultz nothing, so this dude beats him up with his own phone and they get some information. Supposedly. Pace ends up meeting this dude by the name of Prince Hakim, who he discovers has this crazy ass watch that's like one of two watches in the entire world. He accidentally spills a drink on him or whatever like that, but he ends up pickpocketing him. But before he leaves out, these other two guys caught him and then they get the wallet back. And they end up roughing him up a little bit, but the thing is, they got the wallet back, but he still got his hotel card. He goes in there, steals a bunch of watches in there and dips out. But the person that picks him up and he rides off with is Prince Hakim. It turns out, Prince Hakim is actually a dude Salmar, the guy that was giving the cards to Ringo, Violet, and Wick. The whole thing with Yanni in the jail was a setup. He was working for Ringo. He gives Yanni the watches, end up dipping up on the plane. Ringo, Violet, and Wick are all in the plane. The thing was, they got him traveling all the way over to Abu Dhabi. Now, why are they doing this? Because they want him to steal some gold out of a prison. The thing is, they're not keeping the gold. They're trying to transfer it somewhere. I'll tell you the reason for that in a minute. They touched down at Abu Dhabi, but the thing is, Pace is not feeling his plan, so he dips off. He goes to this bar, finds this other dude with a watch, whatever like that. You think he's gonna pickpocket him again, right? Which he does. But then this lady bumps into him and pickpockets him. You're like, the fuck? So he goes back to talk to the lady. It turns out this lady's name is Hope, and it's actually his daughter. So she's actually there to go to this refugees meeting or something like that. And then Pace goes about his thing. He goes to this bar, whatever like that, talks to his chick. He ends up smashing, giving her the business. He back on his 007 days, huh? Anyway, he ends up going back to the crew, but here's the thing. The crew's basically just been waiting on him because they can't do this mission without Pace. Then all of a sudden, Hope shows up. We're like, what is she doing here? Turns out this is this meeting that she was going to, and on top of that, this is all her plan. So here's the thing. They're trying to steal this gold, right? Because this dude by the name of Aruba, who controls like part of this country, he's trying to get some of this gold to get cash to distribute. He's trying to get this gold together so he can get this bomb that could literally destroy like half of the fucking country. Our misfit heroes are trying to steal the gold so they can stop him from getting this bomb. And that's pretty much the mission. Now, Pace is legendary because he done broke out 4 different prisons, all of them run by Schultz. Now, Schultz actually runs an entire market of fucking prisons. But Pace is very selfish. He don't do nothing without getting some money in the process. But the thing is, with Hope being there, she actually convinced him to actually do this plan. It was going to be very dangerous, of course. So now they're getting this plan together so they actually try to break into the prison, get this gold, and get it up out of there. How are they going to pull this off? So they talked to one of the guys. They got to do this fake thing where they're trying to switch out refrigeration units and whatnot. And the thing is, Ringo also has a couple people in the jail that work for him. So they fix all this other stuff up. And then Pace ends up breaking this winged eagle statue or whatever like that. We're like, what did he break the statue for? I'll tell you about that in a minute. So some of the people Ringo works or work for Ringo, they actually work in the kitchen. And what they basically do is get a bunch of the prisoners sick. So if more than like 10 of them get sick, they ain't gonna have enough beds. They're gonna have to actually escort them out of the prison. The crazy thing is, half of the prisoners end up getting sick off the food. So that's gonna queue in a bunch of ambulances, right? So afterwards, Schultz gets word of this shit and he's trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. So while all this is going on, Pace and Wick are on cleanup duty or whatever like that because the bathroom's fucked up. But the thing is, they needed to go to the bathroom because the bathroom is right over top of the vault. So they do their thing, drill a hole in there, whatever like that. Wick drills it down, throws an explosion in there, cause that, ends up blowing up the vault door. So to create the distraction, Hope is there like to put up things. She's putting up this blockade and stuff like that. But right around the same time the vault door explodes, there was a car bomb in it and the car explodes. So everybody thinks the explosion came from the car outside. More distraction tactics. Wick ends up taking a picture of the gold or whatever like that, configuring it to the camera. So that way, when they look into the camera footage, they see the gold is still there. More distraction. So their plan is to roll out the gold on gurneys or whatever like that, like they're rolling out patients and stuff like that. But Schultz, I think he's trying to catch on. Schultz go to these 2 guys that had the accident or whatever like that, and they're checking out the facility. And they're saying their boss just drove by, whatever like that, in this big red Hummer. Yeah. Turns out Ringo and Samar are in the Hummer or whatever like that, and they're driving. So the Schultz is chasing them with people or whatever like that, and the chase is on. They chase them all the way to this airplane or whatever like that, right? Now everybody else is checking out the ambulances, but there's no gold in the ambulances. So you're thinking to yourself, all right, the gold is in there with Ringo and Samar. Turns out when they catch up to them and they about to put the stuff on the plane, there's no gold in the daggone Hummer. So we're thinking to ourselves, the gold is still back in the prison. But then we see Pace driving off with this package or whatever like that, and his car dripping off. So we're like, oh shit, Pace has got the gold. But how the fuck did he get the gold? Well, remember the statue that he broke? Turns out he broke the statue on purpose. So what he did is he broke the statue, he put it in one of the refrigerators, made like a mold or whatever like that in the statue, and then he melted down the gold and put the gold into this mold or whatever like that and made a perfect likeness of the statue but in gold. And what he did was paint it on red. And the package that he took out was the statue, but it was actually the gold statue. But the thing is, when they tried to check it or whatever like that, they said, oh, they already made the thing for repairs and stuff like that. So they just assumed it was just a statue. And that's how he got it out the prison. Schultz had to put out a gun on Ringo and the boys. And all of a sudden, all these niggas came out of nowhere. It was like, yeah, no. Turns out you can't pull out a gun near a government facility plane. Crazy thing, the white cars that were following Schultz, Aruba was in them. And he basically takes Schultz and pretty much is going to do whatever he's going to do with him. He probably did his shit. So in between this time, Schultz thought he had captured Hope or whatever like that, so he's got a bargaining chip. Turns out the person they captured was Violet. She actually made a phony passport before all this went down, using it, and her name on the passport is Hope. So they was like, oh, they thought they captured Pace's daughter. Turns out that ain't the case. Violet ended up giving these niggas the business, laying a smackdown, and that's it. So now our crew and Hope is back at the facility, whatever like that. They get the package out, and then they get the bird, and Hope is like, what the fuck? She's thinking to herself, where the hell is Pace at? They end up throwing the bird down. Turns out that's that actual statue. We're like, oh my God, this nigga just stole the fucking gold. But it turns out Pace was in the warehouse and he shows them the gold is still here. I got it for y'all. They go about their business, justice for all. Next thing you know, you all see him on the beach, you know what I'm saying? And it seems like Pace didn't join the team. But Pace was trying to get at Violet anyway. The thing was, Violet's talking about she don't really deal with men, blah, blah, blah. But you could tell, you know what I'm saying? She said he is kind of attractive though. So, you know, maybe there was something for them in the future. So now you're thinking to yourself, what exactly did they do with the gold? Well, they did a unanimous tip to a children's fund. So it was like, all right, noble qualities. They went to like children's getting homes for like STEM research, stuff like that. And that's pretty much the gist of the movie, you know what I'm saying? They were Robin Hood niggas, stealing from criminals and giving it to the poor, missing, unfortunate. Noble shit right there. Well, anyway, that's that. The Misfits on Netflix. Check it out.